Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be talking about Perceive. Perceive is a strategy for aesthetic scanning. Essentially, it's a guide for you to look at artwork, think about it critically, analyze it, and allow you to interpret it in your own way. There are four different categories in interpreting artwork. The first is a visual description, essentially explaining what you see in the artwork. The second is mood, which focuses on emotion and feelings that are expressed in the artwork. The third is connections and meaning. You drawing from your personal experience to talk about what the artwork reminds you of, or a metaphor or hidden meaning that the artwork or the artist is expressing. And fourth and final one is questioning, asking a meaningful question about the artwork and the artist related specifically to the content. So now let's look at the first one, visual description. What you're going to be doing is looking at an artwork that I'll be presenting to you. And then you're going to be explaining what you see in the artwork. You're going to use specific details unique to the image. So for example, you could say, when I look at the artwork, I see blank. So describe what you're looking at. Next, use art vocabulary, such as design or elements of art, to describe visual characteristics of the artwork. Elements of art include line, color, shape, value, texture, form, pattern, and space. Essentially, the elements of art are ingredients to create an artwork. So all artwork has at least a few, if not all, of these different elements of art. Here's an example. The shapes I see include, and then list the shapes. Or the colors I see include, and list the colors. So describe what you're seeing as if you're telling it to somebody who is blind or someone who's not looking at the artwork. Second is mood. You're going to be looking at the artwork and then thinking about how you can emotionally describe the feelings you get when you look at the artwork or the mood that it's expressed in the artwork. Mood examples include cheerful, reflective, gloomy, humorous, melancholy, whimsical, romantic, mysterious, ominous, calm, lighthearted, hopeful, angry, fearful, tense, and lonely. If you don't know what some of these vocabulary terms mean, you can look them up and define the definitions through the internet. Or you can use other ones. It's up to you. Sentence starters. When you look at the artwork, you might say something like, when I see this artwork, I feel blank because blank. So it's not good enough that you give me an example of a mood or a feeling. You have to explain what specific reason or what color or shape or value or content expresses that feeling. You could also say, when I see this image, the mood expressed is blank because blank. 3. Connections and meaning. Make connections to a personal experience or guess the meaning or theme of the artwork. So look at the artwork, and I want you to tell me what the artwork reminds you of or what the significant message being communicated through the image is. Now, I'm not going to lie. This can be difficult sometimes interpreting the meaning or hidden message of an artwork. You don't have to know it by memorization. You can just guess, analyze it, think about how you're feeling, think about the images you see and what the artist's message could be. Otherwise, you can at least talk about what it reminds you of. So, for example, when I see this artwork, it reminds me of blank because blank. So it could be like, it reminds me of a skull or a face that I once saw in a specific situation in my past. So you can explain that personal connection. Or I think the meaning of this image is blank because blank. So you might think it has to do the skull and the environment, or the face or the portrait in the environment has to do with some hidden meaning. I think this artwork is a metaphor for blank because blank. So think about your connections and meaning for question 3. And finally, question 4. Look at the artwork and ask a question about the artwork or the artist that relates to the historical or cultural aspects of the artwork. Use words like who, what, when, where, why, and how. Now, when I talk about historical or cultural aspects, essentially what I'm saying is I don't want you to ask, I wonder what the artist's favorite food is, if it has nothing to do with what you're looking at. So, sentence starters. I wonder who, I'm curious how, I want to know blank. So think about maybe how long ago this artwork was created. Think about what it was made out of. Wonder who made it, and maybe the materials it was made out of. Maybe you're thinking about if the artist inspired the sculpture from someone they know. So think about who, what, when, where, why, and how when asking a question that's meaningfully related to the artwork. So perceive again focuses on 4 different quadrants: visual description, mood, connections, and meaning, as well as questioning. And it's going to be used to help you get guided through interpreting and analyzing critically an artwork. Every Friday, we're going to be using perceive to articulate a specific artwork that you'll be turning in later on. If you have any questions, as always, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. Thank you for listening. Work hard and do your best quality work.